We've seen the views. We've seen the poll results. You're not that interested in winter.
And I should know. I played winter for 2 hours on our live stream, which is still available, by the way.
But we're going to throw you these 20 budget cards that can flip it into a Rendmaw Creaking Nest deck.
And these 20 cards you're going to want to get rid of. And if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, we get it. We've been there. We understand. Just click the link to our Moxfield below. Just make sure you like the video before you go. And if not, let's go.
Rendmaw Creaking Nest is an absolute unit of a scarecrow. He's a 5/5 menace reach that's just spitting out crows whenever you're playing anything with 2 card types. Rendmaw, including the word tapped on this goated token generation thing, is one of the most clever design bits I've seen in years.
I love any commander that has unique gameplay, let alone one that also causes chaos while it's doing it.
It's gonna be nuts.
It's so fun.
Yeah. And before we get to the main event of the 20 cards cut and add, you know we gotta help you fix your land base. Barren Moor, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, and Tranquil Thicket are all cards that could have gotten a land into your graveyard to enable winter, but do absolutely nothing for Rendmaw. And then Exotic Orchard just doesn't belong in 2-color decks for me.
We don't care about lands in our graveyard, but we do love if lands are dual type. So we're adding Darksteel Citadel, Scene of the Crime, Treasure Vault, and Balgavoth's Lair. All dual types, and Rendmaw just has a play cause. You can just cause chaos with lands.
Free crows, no mana.
And as our 5th land add, we're gonna add the MDFC Bala Ged Recovery. It's just so good.
And now the real cuts. Our first 5 are Stitcher Supplier, Old Stick Fingers, Mulch, Cemetery Tampering, and Crawling Sensation. These are all mill synergy cards that we just don't need anymore.
Our next 3 cards are Carrion Grub, Moldgraph Millipede, and Wren and 7. Similar to the last 5, these are just remnants of the mill game plan that Winter was trying to do, and we just are not interested in doing it anymore. Grim Backwoods is a land cut we're going to make. You'll see why later with our additions, but we do not like paying that much mana to draw a card. And our 10th is Gnarlwood Dryad. This is a bad card.
Our next cuts are Grimflayer and Ishkanal Graph Widow. Now that we're pivoting out of Delirium, it's much less likely these will be online. Then we've got Inscription of Abundance and Ob Nixilis Reignited. These kind of represent inefficient removal that we're going to replace with stuff that's much better. Our 15th cut is Polluted Cistern, Dim Oubliette. We're just kind of off the mill thing, so this isn't doing a whole lot for us.
And our last 5 are the big beefies: Titania, Nature's Force, Giant Adaphage, Hornet Queen, Moldgraph Monstrosity, and Vile Mutilator. These are full cost for us, and none of these are dual type for Rendmaw. It's time for the good additions. This is going to terrorize your play group and make sure you're handing out crow tokens like crazy.
Murders on murders on murders.
Murders on murders, which is not something YouTube will help us promote.
No.
Our first ad is Azuri's Predation. You'll see in a little bit, we are going to be making a lot of crows with our additions, and this bites every single one of them and makes 4/4s for you. This completely builds your board.
Our second and third ads are Blood Artist and Essence Warden. We're going to be making an unbelievable amount of crows that are going to be beating the crap out of all of our opponents. So they're probably going to swing all of their non-crow creatures at us, and these 2 are going to help us gain the life to offset that.
Our 4th ad is Evolutionary Escalation.
This is amazing. What a find, dude.
While beefing up our own cards, this also beefs up the goated crows you're giving everyone else.
Our 5th ad is Idol of Oblivion. This is such an efficient draw engine in any deck that's making tokens.
Super underrated. I do not see this card enough. And 6 through 10, we're doing the dual type mana dorks. We have Coppermere, Leadenmere, Milliken, Sanctum Weaver, and Twitching Doll. All dual types, all make crows, but more importantly, our commander costs 5, and we like to double dip its effect with our ramp. These are good before Rendmaw, and they're especially great after.
11th up is Enduring Vitality. If you thought one mana dork was good, how about everything is a mana dork? Especially on an enchantment creature that's going to come back if it dies.
And if you don't want to attack with your goated crows, tap them for mana. Our 12th ad is Gloomshrieker. In this deck, it's just an Eternal Witness that comes with crows.
Our 13th and 14th ads are Lignify and Eyeblight's Ending. Unlike Snow and Legendary, Kindred is actually a card type. So these are giving us crows and they're taking out our opponent's stuff.
Freaking good! Our 15th card is Massacre Worm. This card is so freaking fun if you've done the right thing and made a ton of crows, and eventually you just kill everything and deal 2 damage per crow. This card will end the game so freaking fast.
And if it's not quite time to get rid of all the crows yet, our 16th ad, Wingstorm, is going to deal a ton of damage to all your opponents for each crow they have without getting rid of them.
This card is just so freaking mean.
How did you find this?
I don't know, but when I was looking for this, I also happened to find Pygmy Kavu as our 17th card. For every black creature your opponents control, draw a card when this enters.
Our 18th pick, Reap, is going to reliably recur a bunch of cards out of our graveyard just off the crows we're creating, and even more if we have an opponent who's natively playing black.
Our 19th ad is Crypto Thrall. It adds to the chaos by making a crow, and more importantly, it protects Rendmaw and all the additional artifact creatures you will be casting.
People don't play nearly enough protection for their commanders. And if you want artifact creatures, you want Biotransference, our 20th and final pick. It's going to turn all your creature spells into crow generators that additionally produce a Necron token. I hope she plays Hot to Go.
What? Oh, leave. That's what he's saying. I really didn't understand that reference. Go. Bye-bye.